everyone, welcome to the channel. It is so good to be back, bringing you guys another video. Today, I am going to be making some of my very favorite camping breakfast recipes. So we're gonna prep them, get them in the freezer. I'm gonna show you exactly what I do so that when you go camping, it is much less stressful. You can just pull out your meals and reheat them. These are amazing recipes, and I also have one or two little tips as well for packing your cooler for you. So let's get cracking, everyone. I can't wait for you to join me. So as you can see behind me, my counter is absolutely packed with ingredients, and you're gonna see just how easy these recipes are and how little time it actually takes to make them. If you're in a busy home like myself, less is definitely more, and the less time it takes to make something absolutely delicious, the better. So definitely give these a try and let me know in the comments how they turned out, how you liked them. I'd love to hear back from you. We're starting today with a delicious sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich. Start by cracking a dozen eggs. Into that, we're going to add about a half a cup to 3/4 cup of milk, salt and pepper to taste, and then we're going to give that a good whisk. Once you've whisked your eggs, you're going to pour them into a 9x13 baking pan and put into a preheated oven on 350 degrees for about 40 minutes or until you see that the egg is cooked. Next, we're going to fry up some sausages in a nice hot sizzling pan of oil. These are pork sausage rounds that I am using today, and we're going to make 6. A little hint or piece of advice as we're cooking here. If you have anything that's a liquid that you're going to be bringing camping, do you hear that sausage sizzling? For example, orange juice that you're going to have with breakfast, maybe milk with cereal. Absolutely put these in jars or containers ahead of time, leave some headspace, and pop them in your freezer. Juice and milk taste exactly the same after they've been frozen and thawed. So that's a little hint as well if you find something on sale and just want to freeze it and use it later. But they also act as amazing ice packs in your cooler. So right before you leave for camping, you're just going to take that juice and milk out of your freezer, pop it in your cooler to act as a solid ice pack. So yeah, that's a hack that we use every single time we go camping. Side note, what kind of camper are you guys? Do you tent camp with no electricity? Are you someone who takes a camping trailer and you've got a generator and a refrigerator? What kind of camper are you? We normally don't have electricity, which is why I really focus on things that can be frozen and act as ice packs in my cooler. I just find it more kind of calm and peaceful that way, but you know, to each their own. What kind of camper are you, and where do you like to camp? Personally, I am Canadian and I am a humongous fan of our national and provincial parks here in Canada. That is where we spend most of our time. I don't love the whole trailer park experience. I would rather be out somewhere that is a little more rugged in nature and a lot more privacy and trees around me. But that's just a personal preference. What do you guys like? And just like that, by the magic of YouTube, our sausage rounds are finished cooking. So I'm going to take them out of my hot oily pan and we're going to drain them on some paper towel. And here you see my eggs are also cooked. I'm using a cup with a round end that I'm going to actually use as kind of like a cookie cutter. And we're going to make 6 egg rounds out of this. It's actually really easy to do. And you can see how they come out just that perfect shape. Just like at McDonald's, friends. So let's assemble. So we've got our sliced whole wheat English muffins that I'm using today, followed by sausage and a slice of old cheddar cheese. Now I'm going to wrap each sandwich in a sheet of tin foil so you can see how big the sheets are, because I really want to make sure that all of the seams are covered so we don't get any leakage. So we're just going to wrap those nice and tight in tin foil. And then for the cooler, I like to store them in either a plastic Ziploc bag or even like a Tupperware container or something like that, just so that it remains sealed, so that if you have ice in your cooler, your breakfast sandwiches are going to get wet. So we're going to actually freeze them just like this. So here we go. We've got our breakfast sandwiches, and into the freezer they are going. Now, when you take these camping, you have two choices. You can cook them over the fire, or if there happens to be a burn ban where you are, you can definitely just pop these in a pan on your camp stove, and they come out so yummy. So you can cook them from frozen, or you can thaw them a bit before you choose to cook them. Either way works, and you'll be amazed how good these taste. They don't taste like they've been pre-frozen at all. They just taste like a fresh breakfast sandwich. I absolutely love them, and so do all of my kids. Okay, so next we're starting the prep work for the parfaits we're going to be making. I'm actually making a homemade berry compote. You can see here I add a whole bunch of berries. To that I am adding half a cup of sugar that's been mixed with 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. So you give that a good stir, and then add a splash of lemon juice. I like to make a homemade berry compote for these because it just adds that yummy freshness to what you're making, and it's less preservatives than if you were to buy like canned pie filling from the store, for example. Here you see it's been bubbling and thickened up. We're now going to take it off and remove it from the heat to cool down. Once your berry compote has completely cooled, you can see the ingredients I have here: some Greek yogurt and some yummy homemade granola. I actually have another video with that granola recipe. I can't take any credit for it. This is my husband's baby. He is really good at making granola. He makes it several times a month. So you can see here I have different sizes of jars. Wide mouth is the best for what I'm doing today, but you can use one that's a standard lid. You can see the difference between the wide mouth and the standard here. And you'll see in a minute, these cups actually can only be used with the wide mouth tops. So that's why I have different sizes. So if you've got a funnel, I love these canning funnels. This is how I love to fill my mason jars. So you can start just by filling 1 inch or 2 of the Greek yogurt in your jar. And then you're gonna add a layer of berry compote on top of that. For sure, you could do these in plastic containers or Tupperware. I like to use glass when possible, just to reduce our use of plastics in our home. So that's why I'm using mason jars. And obviously you could do this anytime, not just for camping. You can definitely make this to have for breakfast all week long, or just send with your kids to work or school. So then on top of the berry compote, I am adding another layer of our Greek yogurt. Then you can see here our standard lid, I have put in granola directly in there. So if you're someone who's totally okay with granola that gets a little bit soft in your parfait, then you're totally welcome to do it this way. Some people in my family prefer to have crunchy granola with their parfait. So I've taken here cups that are from washed out fruit cups from the grocery store. Fruit cups or applesauce cups, they all tend to come in this standard size, so just keep them after you've used them and wash them out. So I'm filling them with granola, and then I take my wide mouth lid, oops, I put it on upside down, I put it on this way, and then you flip it to put it on top of your jar, and you can see that the granola just stays right in place. And then take your ring and screw it on there. And you'll see that once it is good and tight, that granola is not going anywhere. It's completely sealed, and you can store it that way until you're ready to eat. And then when you're ready to eat it, you would simply take it off and put your granola right inside. It's the perfect way to have a crunchy, fresh parfait. Now you obviously can't freeze a parfait, so I'm just gonna tuck these into the refrigerator, but you can definitely make these several days ahead of going camping, and then the morning that you leave to go camping, simply pop them in your cooler. Now we're going to make breakfast burritos. So yummy. These are my favorite recipe of everything we're making. The secret to my success here in the kitchen is helpers. So as many of you know, I have a lot of children. So my daughter is helping me out today, chopping up vegetables and grating cheese and everything. Many hands make light work, and it's a lot more fun to prep for camping when you have help and don't have to do it all by yourself. So enlist some helpers, everyone. Now I'm going to make about 2 cups of hash browns fried up. I'm actually using the oil from those sausages. Why not reuse it? And it makes the hash browns extra crispy and yummy. So we're gonna cook up these hash browns. I skipped showing you guys a step, and it's actually the meat for the breakfast burritos. So you could do pork, but I did ground beef, seasoned ground beef, using taco seasoning just to give it a bit of a kick. But if you don't like spice, you wouldn't have to do that. I love, after I cook something, I use my steamer pot, that has like the double broiler thing underneath. Look how much grease it catches when you strain it. It's a lot of grease it leaves. And now we're frying up 6 scrambled eggs. So I had made up an egg scramble with a bit of milk, similar to what I did for our breakfast sandwiches. And you can see all the ingredients here: my beef, my cheese, onion, chopped pepper, hash browns, and our scrambled eggs. And I have 6 large wraps. So to assemble these, I'm putting them on a great big cookie sheet, and first you're going to want to start with your meat, whether it's beef or pork or turkey, whatever kind of meat you're going to be using. Then top that with your hash browns. Just equally distribute those 2 cups across all 6 burritos. And next comes the eggs. Same story, we're just going to equally distribute throughout all 6 breakfast burritos. Again, these are delicious, not just for camping, but you can freeze these and have them throughout your work week if you want at home. Let's top these now with cheese and then our peppers and onions.
Moving like a wave through a rocky riverbed. Sometimes love is a dancer.
You can see how I'm folding them with the ends in, and then we do sort of a roll. This really helps seal the seams so we don't get leakage. So I'm going to do that with all of our burritos here and just keep them in their rolled position on the pan.
Twirling through the back door of your heart.
So here we have them. You can see what a nice tight roll we have for each burrito. You can see how it's been folded. And I'm actually going to put these in the freezer just like this to do kind of a flash freeze so that when I store them, they're not going to stick together. So let's do that now. Like magic, my burritos are flash frozen. Now we're going to store them all together in a Ziploc bag. Again, you could use a container instead of a Ziploc bag for this. And then you would just take them out when you're ready to cook them. And I'm showing you here in a cast iron pan because that's what I would do at camping, but you definitely could put them on a griddle on top of your camping fire or on your camp stove. And you're just going to cook them so that each side gets crispy and browned. And you'll see here when we open this up just how melty and delicious these breakfast burritos are. It's a super filling, hearty breakfast that if you're doing lots of hiking or canoeing when you're camping, it's going to keep you full all morning. Now you can see here, I'm taking everything that's been frozen in the freezer and packing up my cooler so you can see what it all looks like in there. Of course, I would likely be packing lunch and dinner as well in here, but you can just see how neatly these all fit in, and then I can always bring my jars back home again with me after camping and use them again. Okay, my cooler's packed. I am ready to go. I hope you guys had fun cooking in the kitchen with me today. I am really excited to be able to do some future camping meal prep videos. I'm gonna be doing lunches, dinners, and snacks. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do hit that subscribe button and turn the notifications on so you don't miss when my next video comes out. Thanks for spending some time with me today, guys, and happy camping.